Animal advocates gather round because the horse racing industry is showing another desperate attempt to convince people that horse racing is not animal cruelty. Well, they have ignited something called light up racing. This is the American version of an Australian version called kick up racing. So, in an article today from the Racing Press, they talk about how this woman, Vicki Leonard, who started it as she realized she was the only student in her MBA program who didn't have a negative perception of the sport. Well, Vicki, I think that if you're in an MBA program, you're supposed to have a lot of brains, right? So, did you look around and read the room? The other smart people think horse racing is animal cruelty. Anyway, let's get to the good part. So, the people in Kentucky who are forming this new group, Light Up Racing, think they are going to inspire social change. They have no idea what the definition of social change is. The definition of social change, come on, we've seen it with every social justice movement. It's to right a wrong. It's to stop injustice. It's to create a better world. Here is the deal. The horse racing industry has tried this. They're in trouble. They tried it with the now defunct Horse Racing Rights. Such a clever name. I wonder how they came up with that one. And the now defunct We Support Horse Racing, who mostly was counter protesters that came out when we were protesting at tracks across the country. And they were kind of sparse and lazy. And sometimes they didn't show up or they sat down or whatever. Or when they realized they couldn't move us, they kind of just disappeared. So all of these people in Kentucky are behind a social justice movement, behind anything that's going to create social change. You have to have the facts on your side. And we do. Going to have classes. The names of the classes are, okay, these are hopeful people. And they have like about 150 follows on their Facebook page, I think. But here's the name of their classes. How to talk to your friends about horse racing. It's like a really warped after school special, right? And transforming negative opinions into positive messaging. So let's talk about that one for a second. How to talk to your friends about horse racing that has its own. We could do separate videos on both of these classes. By the way, they're going to post the links to the recordings of these classes after they hold the classes. So we'll be watching out for that too. But transforming negative opinions into positive messaging. First of all, opinions and facts are two different things. We have over 10,000 names of horses that died horrible deaths in this industry. So how can they talk to their friends about horse racing without mentioning that? And they can't. And the article goes on to say how the industry won't talk about this. They don't want to talk about it. Even Pollock stopped his comments because there was so many, not just animal advocates, but there were pro-racing animal advocates that didn't want to talk about it anymore and that went on there and commented about how bad racing is. And we know it is. And it's always been the same. And people know that. So good luck to our Light Up Racing, because they're going to be defunct too, because the truth always wins. And as we roughly quoted John Adams, the facts are stubborn. Thanks. And we have over 10,000 stubborn facts that you want to erase and you can't change. There are horses suffering and dying every single day in this industry, and the public knows it. Here's the progress, and here's why they're running. 45 tracks have closed since the year 2000, with 2 new tracks opening. One of those new tracks closed in 2 years. So 1 new track in 24 years. Michigan is a great example. There were 8 racetracks in Michigan in 1999, and now there are 0. We have the imminent closures of Golden Gate, of Aqueduct, and Laurel Park. 3 major racing states, 2 of which are Triple Crown states. And the industry is contracting and consolidating because they don't have the public support to keep going. And yes, they're going to look for more subsidies and they're going to look for more subsidies. But then as we keep going in time and the public is aware, and then the subsidies are going to go away and horse racing is going to end. But guess what? Telling the public and talking to your friends about horse racing isn't going to do it, because animal advocates are talking to their friends about horse racing, and we are having the conversation that creates real social change. And social change is trying to right a wrong. And the wrong is animal cruelty every day of the week. And there's no way you can convince people that animals and entertainment is a good idea.